managed to make a new high. So this is the power of central banks actually not only printing 2 trillion in a week, but also using that money to buy equities. Mm-hmm. So it might make you a little jealous if you were a crypto person, but I don't think it should. I think if they can pump stocks in an environment where, you know, you've got all these unemployed people and the world burning, mm-hmm. then perhaps there's some hope for crypto. Now, I want to switch over into the crypto charts. We're going to take a different tack this week, okay? Normally, we're looking at like short-term charts, daily, things like that. I'm expanding it this week to look at weekly. Now, why is that? Well, not a lot of people in crypto do that, and not a lot of people in general do that. All right, so as you can see with this little arrow right here, crypto is battling it out, okay, to see whether or not it's going to cross this line. And this line over here is what stymied Bitcoin around 13,000, okay? So it's kind of a diagonal roadblock that Bitcoin's trying to get through. Okay, so for this show, I did some work on time. Most of the time, we're talking about price. Mm-hmm. This show, I tried to put in some work on time. And some of that work indicates that June 15th is the area where if crypto's going to moon, that's where it's going to start. Okay, so it's going to start like 8 or 9 days. Okay, and it's not shown on this chart, but I'm looking at like 10,600 as the hurdle that it's got to get over to actually moon. And I'm serious about that. Like, mm-hmm. takes out 10,600 and holds, it could moon. Otherwise, you know, we could be in for more of this slow action. Okay, now I'm looking at BitMEX. This is XBT. All right, here, as you probably saw today, you know, crypto was in the red and kind of looked like it was going to fall apart, and then it came back. Now, it's significant because right now, crypto is still green for the week, okay, after we had kind of a stalemate, right? You could say, oh, gee, it's stuck while stocks are going up. Or you could say Bitcoin is like winding up the spring. And if you look at this black arrow here, Bitcoin, at least on BitMEX, is winding the spring above one of these diagonal resistance lines. All right. Now, the other key, okay, that we always talk about is Aetherium. Okay, so I got to come up with something new because obviously, as you can see, it's going sideways. And I can't just, I got to come up with a level where we say, okay, if it's above this level, you know, then it's off to the races. Okay, these are different than my normal diagonal lines, although they're still colorful. I'm looking at 250 in Ethereum, right? So if Ethereum takes out 250, it helps us do two things. One, it gives us a clue and a hint that Bitcoin's probably going to take out 10,600. And it also provides us with the perpetual question on the show, which is when alt season. All right. So the first thing that has to happen for alt season, Ether takes out 250. Now, I actually have a specific answer to when alt season. Okay. This is total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. Okay. So it's everything but Bitcoin. Now, I'm noticing two things. One, even though it's not obvious, some alts have been trading better, like take Cardano, for example, right? Mm-hmm. So alts are not moving lower. They're actually kind of going sideways, and some are ticking higher. And in a way, alt season or a positive alt environment may already be here. It may be a new concept of a stealth alt season. Now, why am I saying that? Some people on the show may remember that we were talking about a while ago the power of a downward sloping wedge. Okay? So, because that's what the total market cap has been traveling in between these two black lines. Now, what is a downward sloping wedge? Why is it bullish? Because it's downward, right? I don't get it. So a downward sloping wedge is sort of like trying to take a fully inflated basketball and hold it underwater. Okay, you can push and push and push, but as soon as you let go, the basketball pops not only to the top of the water, but all the way out of the water. All right. And there's some evidence that would indicate that alts, if they can get rolling, really could go up a lot. In other words, everybody says, oh, okay, well, we want alts to go up, but is there any evidence that it can happen? And this chart represents, evidence that it could get going right now.
Right.
I suppose, for lack of a better term, if you're going to look at alt season, you've got to have some sort of shit coin as a barometer. Okay. So forgive the language. So I'm going to go back to my tried and true indicator of Litecoin. Okay. Because if Litecoin starts going up, then I think maybe, other lower to medium quality alts might be able to go with it. And one thing that I'm noticing down here by the black arrow is that Litecoin has slowly glided through a resistance point. Okay. Again, these diagonal points, and this diagonal point stymied the market back in February. Okay. So that also gives me some hope. All right. That these smaller coins can start moving, because at the end of the day, right, what's going on in QQQ? Well, massive speculation, right? Once it starts going up, everybody has to FOMO in. So if they've got FOMO in equities, okay, all you need is like an incident in the foreign exchange market with the dollar or with bonds to get, speculative juices moving from equities over to crypto. Because remember, when crypto mooned, in 2017, that was kind of in conjunction with a pump in stocks. All right. So my message to the crypto community is, is hang in there.
Well said. Well said. I mean, because we've all been waiting for alt season for a long time. And I think your TA definitely does give us some hope and some perspective. So if anybody has any questions about alt season or comments, feel free to tell us down in the comments down below.